Go live. Hey guys, trying to get this all set up, and I added a title and it's telling me I didn't, but I did. I'm frozen. Not on this video, and I just have a funny feeling I've gone live in the same group. No, I haven't. Let's have a look. All right. So just having a moment. So I'm going to try to balance you. Once that works up here, let me see. It's very high tech, this laptop and phone balancing thing for these Facebook Lives. So, hey guys, how are you? Hope you guys are all awesome, having a great week. I wanted to get on here as promised on Monday and talk through a little bit more of the Be Do Have. And so you'll see, well, I don't know if you'll see it. It's telling me in the free to be me membership, it's telling me that there is no title, but I did put a title. And so I wanted to talk about as if, not as if, but as if, or as we might more commonly know it being referred to, being the person. And I wanted to talk through a couple of things, so I just wanted to remind you about it. And then I just wanted to give you like a sort of a 3 to 5, maybe 6-step process on like continuously choosing on, you know, on who you want to be and how you want to show up, and sort of clearing out the bullshit that we all have and that comes up, and then remembering to be the person. And so the Be Do Have exercise, the dog's going to jump on the couch maybe. Nope, she's opting for the floor. The Be Do Have exercise that I gave you on Monday is a very, very powerful exercise, of course, if you do it. If you do not do it, it does nothing. So you can't think through this stuff. It's not something that you can just process and think through. Like if it was, everyone would be different, right? It would change for everybody. But it just doesn't work that way. We have to actually implement. We have to actually meet. We have to actually acknowledge. We have to actually see it for what it is. And thinking through it is not dropping into your heart. And dropping into your heart is often done through acting, right? Acting like the person, journaling, embodying, however embodiment comes for you. So there's lots of things I want to say about it, and I want to keep it quite brief today. But I just want to remind you that if you're remembering to be the person and you're considering perhaps the feelings or the emotions that you'd like to feel, and you might highlight those feelings or those emotions. Dog's going to jump up here. What are you doing, Mace? I might move them out of the way. There you go. Big fat dog. If you're noticing those things like, say, love or safety or happiness or joy or whatever, abundance, like whatever it might be, you're noticing all of those things, and we know that that's available to us right now, and we can tune into them exactly right now. And in fact, that is being the person. And it's funny because people are like, yeah, but I feel uncomfortable and this feels really real, and you know, the problem or the circumstance or whatever, and you're like, it is real, like, but you've made it up, right? So if you want to change it, you've got to fucking change your energy. Whoa, dog, don't do that. Like you do, you got to change your energy. And it's not like you got to change your energy. It's just like you get to choose. You get to choose who you are. You get to choose how you show up, and that's how you be the person. So if you start saying to yourself, okay, I know, oh, dog's jumping off. I know that I feel this way. I know that this, you know, these are the values I want to feel. These are the actual emotions that I would feel as that person. There's nothing more you need to do. So sure, there'll be action, but you don't know what that action is because you're not trying to get there, right? You're not working towards something. But really hear this. You're not working towards something. You are the person. You are acting as the person. You are being the person. You are as if I am already there. And you're not going, as if I'm already there, what would I do? You're like, as if I am already there. And you just drop into it. You feel into that. And you continuously choose that. And that's what this be do have is. You can start to see a lot of the time. So on one side, it can help you look at the aligned actions as long as you're embodying it and you're really, truly embodying it, not still trying to work towards something, which I get it. Like, it trips me up sometimes. It's totally okay. There's that component, but on the same, on the flip side of that, we can actually start to see how much we are doing versus how much we are being. You might be able to start to see, like, if it was like a 3-pronged approach, like, you know, like a seesaw, but not a seesaw. It had 3 balance beams, let's say. And let's just say that being the person was 80% of it. Let's just say, it is a fair chunk of it, but let's just say being the person was 80% of it, and the other 2 were, you know, equally the other 20%. We can say 10 and 10 or whatever. So you should see like that one side of the beam and everything else sort of equal, like the other 2 sides sort of equal on that 3-prong approach. I know it's not the best analogy, but hopefully starts to see where you're giving the weight, where you're giving the focus, where you're giving that emphasis to. Because most of the time what you'll find is your emphasis will flow between the doing, and you'll do, and you'll be like full on squashing that do. And then you'll come back to being, because you'll be, you know, in a group call, or when you see a Lissy video, or, you know, a Lissy post or something like that, which is cool. But then you flip back to doing, and then you flip back to focusing on what you want to have, and then you go back to doing, and you'll notice most of the weight, you know, in that dispersion is on the doing, where it's got to come back to the being, and it's a constant choice. It's just a constant choice. And yeah, sometimes it feels really hard, and sometimes the fear will creep in, and sometimes, and it does creep in, but don't, like, as I said in yesterday's video to those in Goddess and Warrior series, dog's just gonna, Mace, are you right? Hang on, phone's ringing. I don't know what this dog's doing. I'm trying to hold the phone. She's moving around like a little worm. As I said in yesterday's video to those in Goddess and Warrior series, the fear shouldn't have, like, it can, and often it does, but the fear is a normal part of life. Like, the fear is normal, the doubt is normal, the worry is normal, the question marks is normal, the curiosity as to how the fuck that's going to happen, and whether you can pull a miracle out of your asshole, like all of that type of shit, or the apparent miracle out of your asshole, is all normal. Like, that's normal. You're going to be dealing with that stuff, and I don't mean dealing with it, you've got to fight fires and start getting the fire, like hydrant out and start spraying it all. That's not what I mean by that. But that's going to be just part of your life. That is part of being human. But that worry, that fear, that whatever it is, if you had that as an embodiment of the person, has it got like the driver's seat, beep beep, like changing the fucking station on the channel, and it's flooring down the highway, and it's telling you that's just how it is, and that's just how you got to be. Like, this is the shit that we come up against, right? And we keep thinking that we're changing stuff. Oh, what is this dog doing? We keep thinking that we're changing stuff, but we're still living in fear, and then we're still trying to move towards it. And it took you habits to get to the point of being in fear and all of those things. It's going to take habits out of it too. You've just got to continuously choose it. And it might seem really annoying, but you continuously chose this. Like, you really did. That's how it became a habit. And eventually, like the same way you might brush your teeth, or the same way you might drive to work, or turn up and go to work, or you might go for a run in the morning, or you might drink water or something. That once was a habit, and now it's not a habit, right? The way you kiss your kids goodnight or good morning. Like, that was once a habit. That was once something you started to do, and then started to implement and said you were going to do. And then it just became what you do. It just became so fucking normal. You didn't have to think about it anymore. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. And I don't know, like, people run away from having to continuously choose, but you're always choosing something. You're always choosing something. How about you make it what you want? And yeah, it is tricky sometimes, and you still get on with it. So the bee do have exercise, as I said, it really supports you on a whole heap of different levels, which you're only going to realize the support and the integrity to self and the clarity in what you want by doing it, essentially. So I can't encourage you anymore. Like, it's up to you. That discipline of being you comes from you. All right, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to give you some steps and a couple of ideas. So I'm going to ask you guys to implement something in your life. And I know that sounds very broad, but if you have got a business on the side or a business, I want you to launch something, okay? And yeah, for real, I want you to launch something. I want you to name and claim it in here too. And if you don't, it's totally cool. It really doesn't make any difference to my life. But if you do, it'll make a fucking significant difference to your life. If you are, if there's been something that you wanted to decide on for a little while, like a holiday, a house, a relationship, a changing of jobs or something, I don't know, whatever it might be, whatever pops up for you as you're hearing this, I want you to name and claim that. I want you to put it in. I want you to do this exercise with this and with that item in mind, okay? So whatever it might be. So I would do this. So the program Spoof is, well, the sales page has been not working. So hopefully, but I don't hope, I just know that will go live today out in the great abyss and out in the world. So those of you who are, I'll be putting in the discount codes inside here if you guys want to join. Although if you have signed up for Goddess and Warrior series and, for the full year next year, you will, as I've said already, you'll have automatic access to that and the pre-work. So we go live on the 30th of November, but you will have access to the pre-work. So there's pre-work inside there or anyway, and you'll have access to that straight away. So I do this type of thing for, say, launching that program, okay? And I've done this for any program that I've launched or anything that I put out there. I didn't always used to do this, but that's something I've definitely done this year, a little bit last year, but definitely this year. And if it doesn't work out exactly how I had envisaged with the tangible outcomes, I just think I should call this right now, you keep choosing anyway. You do not let the fact that you wanted 5,000 people to join and, 50 joined to deter you, to put you off, to influence how you feel, to alter your feelings, to create a new set of beliefs, to not believe in yourself. You keep choosing what you want. You keep choosing what you want, and you just keep choosing, and you just keep choosing, and you just keep choosing because you're making it normal, okay? And that's what I'm saying. You don't run from the fear with the fear. You don't go, oh, the fear's happened, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to put it on hold, and it means something about me. No, it doesn't. It just is what it is. Curious, get curious about it. Keep choosing anyway, okay? And you, like someone might say, yeah, but I won't be launching that again. Cool, you keep choosing the outcome anyway. You keep choosing the feelings and the vision anyway, all right? It's just how you do it. Or you just keep coming up with the same shit and you're going to be starting and stopping forever. And you're going to be having this conversation with me in 10 years' time going, 10 years ago I spoke about this and it still hasn't changed, okay? That's up to you. So what I want you to do with whatever thing you have articulated, and I want you to put this in the group so that we can fucking support you, cheer you on, and mostly you start to become accountable for yourself and you actually start to do the shit that you're here to do as opposed to thinking about the shit that you would like to do and that one day you might do. No, let's start putting this shit out there and let's start naming and claiming it and let's start changing your world and changing, of course, the collective world. So the first thing, step number one, is that I want you to write down all the tangible outcomes that you want. So the things that you can measure. So the amount of people, the money, the location, the size of the house, the money you're going to get paid, like whatever, all of it. I want you to give yourself permission to fully go there with all of the tangible outcomes that you want. And I just want you to write every single thing out. If you think it sounds stupid, too bad. I just, like, as in, oh, I can't really write that because that would be a bit, no, I don't know. Write it, okay? It's something that you would like. So just write it, and there you go. Like, how could you ever have something you're not believing in the first place? But anyway, we're not getting into that just yet. I want you just to write out all of the tangible outcomes. That's step number 1. So you write it out, you write it out, you write it out. Number 2, you get really clear on the energetic outcomes that you want. So energetic can be the emotional outcomes, or they might come up as values, but it's basically, what do you want to feel? What's the emotions you will feel? Therefore, what energy would you be in? So if whatever you're feeling is your energy, okay? And whatever you're focused on is your energy. So I want you to write them out. So you might write safety, abundance, fun, security, elation, empowerment, I don't know, whatever. Like, I want you to write all of those things. And I want you to remember, you literally have the ability to feel all of those things right now. Right now. They are available to you now, those feelings and those emotions. That's the key to fucking life, guys. Like, what are you here for? To feel those feelings, for real. That's what you're here. That's what your soul is craving for you to do. Okay? So nothing on the outside controls those feelings for you. So as I said earlier, if you feel like I need to, now there's more pressure on the tangible results because I really want to feel those feelings. No, you get to choose those feelings right now. That's your empowerment to self. You continuously choose it. That's the as if. You just continuously choose those feelings, right? So important. Continuously choose them. You don't get those feelings based on an outcome. Sure, you might want those feelings, but they're available to you now. So hack into them, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3 is what I want you to do is I want you to write, look at your list of the tangible outcomes and the feelings that you want to feel. And I basically want you to write out a brain dump of all the beliefs, all the reasons, all the justifications, all the shit, essentially, that as to why, you, at this point in time of your life, can't have those outcomes or the feelings. So, I don't have a big enough mailing list or audience. And my hair's not nice enough, and people with nice hair only have that type of shit. I have these things going on in my body, whatever it might be. I've got stretch marks. That's what it is. I have, that's available to everyone else, but that's not available to me. Some coach's blueprint that I read 5 years ago said that you have to have so many runs on the board before you can do this. Whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. I just want you to write all of the fear and the bullshit that's coming up for you, and basically with the tangible and the energetic outcomes, the emotional outcomes that you're looking at. Why it's hard for you, why others can have it but you can't. How sales don't just happen easily. How this is, a tough time for everyone, so they don't have the money. FYI, have you seen the fucking sales and inflation of bottle shops? Just in case you thought no one had any money. So, alcohol, you're going to purge. You're just going to purge it all, okay? You're going to purge it all. You're going to get rid of it all and just clear it all. So then that's the step number 3. What I want you to do in step number 4 is so step number 3 is actually the reality you've been living in. It's the reality you've been living in. You can say, but I haven't actually gone for this or I haven't actually done this yet, but they're still there, right? As we know through doing this work, that's actually the reality you have been living in. And it's a little bit like the calls this week when I said we often have a belief that we can have, I had a belief for a very long time that it was either the business success or the relationship success. Something had to come at a cost to another thing. I couldn't have all of it. So it was either this or either that. If I articulate it, I can get into the nitty gritty of all that type of stuff as to what it meant for me as a person. And I can see, lots of things. I'm going to call them issues. You can call them whatever you want to call them, with the masculine energy. So with the father, with the inner child, with also my own masculine energy and the empowerment, whether that can step up. Because for me, I need the masculine to step up in my business in lots of, and the feminine too, but to actually ask for money and stuff like that, I need the masculine aspect to step up, which is just a choice. There's nothing I have to do for that. But if I've got a wounded sort of inner child masculine thing going on, which I continuously choose over and over and over and over and over again, well, I'm just going to have the excuse that no one buys from me. This is really hard. So therefore I will look for the relationship to sort of save me. I'm just giving you ideas. Like there's a million things that we can do inside this. But essentially, I can't have both, okay? And it doesn't matter whether it's masculine or feminine or whatever it is, or inner child or wild woman or maiden or mystic or fucking whatever. The blowfly that's on the wall, it's not a blowfly actually, it's a march fly. March fly. They bite, they hurt little buggers, whatever it might be. You're not choosing it all. You're not allowing yourself to have it all. You're picking. So there's some sort of sacrifice. For you to have something, there's some sort of sacrifice. And like just even that word, think about it. How many times are we told that in this world? To have that, you got to sacrifice your family time. Your partner has to work away, so you're going to have to sacrifice that, but you'll get ahead at some point in time. Like all this shit, which does not have to happen, okay? We buy into it and then we start living it. So that's the reality we've been living, and you can start to see this. So what I want you to do is I want you to choose into a new reality. Seriously, I want you to choose into a new reality. What are the beliefs that you will have that clients pay you really easily? You can have it all, whatever that may be. Life is fucking awesome. Like, I can't even think of things right now because I know some of the goals are going to be really broad, but specifically, what's the shit that's going to be working for you now? What's the beliefs you buy into, and what do you just start to choose, right? That's the stuff that you get to choose on repeat. Okay, accompanied with those feelings and those emotions that you realized in number 2. But this is really critical, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like you keep choosing the familiar. You might think you're not because you're focused or you understand yourself more, but you're still choosing the familiar. You're still choosing that outcome. You're still letting like the fear, like beep beep. I'm going to change the fucking station here and we're going to listen to this heavy metal shit that's going on or whatever. Classical, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like it's got the driver's seat. And it's fully taken the steering wheel and it's fully taken over the aircon and everything. And you're over there freezing your ass off, but you're letting them put it on to, 16 degrees and full bore unnecessarily. You keep choosing it. So unchoose it. You can't unchoose it. Well, you can unchoose it, but if you're focusing on unchoosing it, obviously you're choosing it, but you choose what you want. And so I want you to write out that reality, like in the form of beliefs, in the form of things that are just going to just show up and happen. And yeah, oh my goodness, you might get a bit of RSI from writing. Deal with it. It's totally fine. Speak it out loud, embody it, see it, just do it. Okay? Now, what are you doing, Mace? The next one I want you to say, do you know what? Every time you do that, dog, I say dog, and she's like, yeah, me, dog. Good girl. I shouldn't get her excited. So number 5 is what I want you to do. Maybe I'll stop at this one, I think. All the things that you think you need now, like down the track. So like, let's just say the goals and the tangibles or the life or whatever it is. And you can see the life, you can see the goals, you can see the vision, the outcome, the things that you want, right? And on some level, you're believing it will come down the track. Like when you've, whatever the beliefs are, jumped through more hoops, had more runs on the board, more qualifications, more clients, more, Macy, more business things. There was her schnozzer in that. More business things, and whatever it might be. Seriously, dog, this is not helping me. So you have, you have a vision inside you. The reality that you're living right now is those beliefs that you think all these other things are controlling the fact that you don't have them, and you keep choosing them and you keep believing them. But what do you actually know to be true? So if I said to you in 10 years' time when all that stuff's cleared and you got enough hoops on the board and blah, 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 and you dropped into that vision, like that full outcome that you want, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever it is. And I know you might want it now, but in your mind, you might be like, okay, it's, something for down the track and I will get there one day. And that is the ultimate vision that I have. And I know it'll make it. And I've just got to get through this stuff now. I've just got to get through all this stuff now. So whatever it might be, the story, however it's showing up. What like, what's your outcome? What do you know to be true? Because that's what you know to be true. You know it's there somewhere inside you, don't you? You know it's somewhere fucking inside you. That's what I want you to embody. That's the beingness. That's the faith. That's the trust that I want you to embody. The fact that it is already inside you because you can see it. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Sure, you might have the story about it's going to happen in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, when you retire, when the kids are 42, whatever. You've already cleared that out from that belief work. That's the type of shit. That's the reality we're living. Can you see that? But deep down inside you, you know this outcome is here for you. You know this vision is yours. You need to start choosing it. You need to start believing it. You need to start seeing it, not down the track, but in the present moment. Just feeling it. There's nothing you have to do to make it happen, right? You just simply choose it and believe it right now. I don't know what the dog is doing. So what happens is you believe, so when you're choosing it and you're thinking down the track and you're leaving, letting the story and the beliefs take over, you're believing that success is outside of you, like that level of success, like as in the vision is outside of you, but actually you're seeing it because it's inside of you. And why you keep saying separate from it, right? Why you still have that at arm's length and this disparity, and you're running on the unconscious beliefs that you're choosing on repeat, which you've just cleared out, you've just seen, right? And you get to choose something different. Why you keep doing that? Like, it's always going to be separate from you. It's always going to be at arm's length. And so keep choosing it. And if you choose it for 5 minutes and your shit hasn't turned up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not the goal of this, because you know what? Maybe your vision unfolds 1,000,000 times better than what you had realized. You've just got to hold the faith, and the universes, like the planets, are realigning based on what you keep on choosing. It's just like, oh, thank goodness, she's finally being her. She's finally being her truth. She's finally living in her heart, and she keeps choosing it. And the fear creeps up, and the this keeps up, and the that keeps up, and it doesn't matter because she's got her own back. She sees it, she notices it, but she doesn't run with it. She's like, oh yeah, there's the fear. This feels really uncomfortable. I'm going to do this anyway. I still choose this. It's my invitation to drop deeper into my vision. It's my invitation to alchemize this shit and see my future, like not the future, but like in the present moment right now. It's my invitation to drop into that connection or love or safety or whatever the emotions that you identified in number 2. It's you already now. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to get some work done and make sure these pages are working, and I can see that the laptop's about to go flat actually. So what I'm going to invite you guys to do is share with us. And again, the interaction supports you, right? It doesn't support me, it supports you. So if you don't, it's totally cool. But if you want to make a difference to your life, start showing up like it everywhere and hold yourself accountable inside this so that we can all support you as well. So I am going to go and sign off, put these things on the charger, and quickly make a phone call back. And I can't wait to hear from you all. Can't wait. Speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.